So when I started making videos just over a week ago, I said to myself that I would make a video a day if possible, and well, it worked out okay for a couple of days, and then suddenly yesterday all hell broke loose. And so I work in IT, and in fact I've been a developer for most of my career, and to many people being a developer sounds glamorous, and you earn a good salary, and there's a lot of excitement, and you're on the cutting edge and all of those good things. But there are definitely some downsides which don't really get talked about, and one of those is deployments. So some developers are lucky and they never get to do deployments. They just write their code and someone else worries about that, especially in big corporates. But most of my life I've been in small outfits where you do everything yourself. And so, and now I'm in a corporate, but a small corporate. So although I'm not as involved in deployments as I used to be, I still have to do them every now and again, and yesterday was one of those days. So I think I must have started work at around 8 o'clock and worked through till 5, and then dashed out to the shops to buy a couple of groceries. Just made it home in time for the 6 o'clock deployment session, or in IT speak, the slot. And then we went ahead and did our thing, and as is often the case with my deployments, they took much longer than I would have liked. And I can tell you from bitter experience that you can prepare as much as you like in your development environment or your QA environment and practice, but when you get to production, stuff happens that never happens anywhere else. And I don't know why that is. We have a policy in our company to keep the production environment almost exactly the same as QA, but somehow when you get to production, there's always something. And last night there was something. And so instead of taking 30 minutes, it took 2 hours. And so that was my entire day used up. No time for doing anything else. After that, it was time for bed. And sure, I go to bed early, so having started at 6 and ending just after 8, yes, it was time for bed. I get up really early in the morning to go running, and I can't afford to go to bed later than that. So, yeah, there it was. Yesterday was work and shopping and eating and work, and that was it. So I'm sitting here in the morning after and decided that I would take a few minutes off to make this video, seeing as I put in a lot of extra time yesterday. And actually that's another thing worth mentioning about being in this sort of career, that there are a few companies that pay overtime for things like deployments, but they are in the minority. Generally you don't get paid for this time. In our company, there's a sort of policy that if you put in extra time, you can take it off somewhere else. But I can tell you that so far I must have 100 and something hours in the black, which I don't see I'll ever get time to take. So yeah, in theory it's good, in practice not so much. So yeah, if you think a career in development is glamorous, well, I think sometimes it is, but most times it's just a hard slog like anything else. That said, of course, it's way better than digging ditches, so I guess I'm not really complaining all that much. But yeah, if you're young and you're watching this and you're wondering what you should do with your life, if you're thinking about a career in development, sure. If you love programming, if you don't, you're not going to enjoy it, I guarantee you, because you put in a lot of effort. yeah, so I'm going to get on with my work day and have a good one.